To keep the foods fresh for a longer period of time, I store most of the food items in the freezer. Hence, most of the foods I'll be showing you are in my freezer. Talking about freezer, if you can, I'd say go for an upright freezer because it's easier to organize your foods and you can also easily see what you have inside rather than a deep freezer where things are all sitting on top of one another. So without wasting much of your time, let's go in and see what I've got. This is ukwa or breadfruit. I bought this raw and dried and then I divided it into 3 parts. This is fresh ugu. I brought this fresh from the country and cut it up as soon as we arrived before freezing it. Dry scent leaves known as nchanwu. Even though it's dried, I find it retains its scents better if I keep it in the freezer. Another ugu. This one is oha or ora. I also brought this one fresh and then cut it up and froze it as soon as we arrived. Bitter leaves. This was washed and frozen in Nigeria and I just transferred it to my freezer when we got home. So down in this compartment, I have banga. I had this boiled and frozen whilst in Nigeria. I brought 2 packs. I've already dealt with the first pack. This compartment contains some stockfish, dried chicken. The chicken was steamed with a little salt and then thoroughly dried, just like dry fish. Ground crayfish, egusi, some more ground crayfish, ogbono, and another pack of egusi. The last compartment in this my upright freezer contains just dried fish and stockfish. I forgot what this fish is called, but it has all flesh and very little bones. I also brought some catfish. I like to use catfish in my yam pottage. The rest is different parts of stockfish. Roasted ukwa. I brought this in Everwater plastic water bottle container and then transferred it to my airtight bottle containers so they can keep fresh for longer time. The palm oil, I traveled with it wrapped like this. I brought 2 bottles. Some yellow gari. The gari also traveled in this bag. The nylon bag is quite strong and they said it's what they normally use for blocks in Nigeria. Some spices, oda and mkporoziza for my nsala soup. I also brought some yams. They were so fresh looking and I just had to come back with 2. I cut them up the day we arrived, washed and froze them in my small freezer. Some moi moi leaves. Dried red pepper. And dried ede, cocoyam. And in the last compartment of my small freezer, I have some suya spice. And this is kilishi. I found this at Ikeja ShopRite. It's nice, very extremely spicy though. I brought about 20 packs and they are all in the freezer. We take out a pack and leave it on the counter table to thaw before eating and it's as fresh as when we purchased it. So there are a few things I forgot to show in this video. I forgot to show ogiri. So the ogiri, I brought it for my oha soup. And I also stored the ogiri in the freezer, but very well wrapped. I also brought some groundnut and chin chin, which we've already consumed.